How's it going, guys? I'm your host Korriban Gaming. Welcome back to this week's DragonFable release video, and for this week's video we finally have the AdventureFriends 2 finale. Okay, so the design notes is rather lengthy this time round. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play through the release first. Okay, I'm not going to showcase all the endings. You guys can go ahead and play through those yourself. I'm going to showcase 2 endings, and then we will go ahead and talk about the other stuff and the design notes, okay, to see what Verly has to say regarding the release. Alright, so AdventureFriends 2 Idelia. Oh, okay, need to complete this first. Oh, there's one more. Okay, interesting. Okay, so you can skip it right from the start. That's good, I guess. They've added that probably oh wow. Okay, universe exploding. Tech, this doesn't look good. Okay, so where we left off was last time, the last episode we did this, we were on the side of Val and Tech. Let's see what happens. Come on, Korriban, wake up. I'm trying to find more coffee. Is he breathing? Yes, still alive. Your eyelids flutter open to see Val supporting your head as Tech is rummaging through a pile of mechanisms. He's awake. Korriban, can you hear me? Can you speak? Aha, found it. I knew I had another spare somewhere. What happened? What time is it? Tech was trying another thing with her cube, but when she brought it close to you, you drank the rest of that coffee, started shaking and passed out. Ooh, too much coffee. What's the last thing you remember, Korriban? Do you remember us? I'm Tech, that's Val. Here, I found another cup of coffee. Tech presents you with a cup made of paper, inside which sloshes a dark brown liquid. Instinctively, your arm slashed out, knocking the cup of coffee from her hands. Oh, Korriban, really? You've gotten it all over the auto mecha detector cube. That was the last cup of coffee we had too, I think. PTSD from having too much coffee. I'm sorry, I don't know what got over me. I just... No more coffee, please. Way to go, Korriban. I wanted to try some too. Maybe I can lick some of it up. Don't be gross. Plus. We have bigger things to worry about. The auto mecha detector cube isn't built to handle moisture. If the components... If the... Tech pauses, looking curiously at her cube. What's wrong, Tech? Nothing, but which is weird. It's like the coffee was absorbed, but that shouldn't be possible. Oh man, even the cube got to have some coffee before me. It's overrated, really. I don't see anything wrong with the mechanism. Well, does this gear look right to you? It all looks the same to me, same as before, I mean. That's what I thought. Let's try a quick diagnostic test. Tech pokes the mechanism and turns some gears as the cube whirls to life. So it should start beeping any moment now. Nothing yet. Try holding it closer to Korriban, maybe. Tech waves the cube in front of you. No response. The parameters are all the same, working off the same dataset. The only difference was the coffee. Is it broken? No, quite the opposite. It's searching for the presence of extra reality entities, but it's not registering you like before. I think I'm starting to figure out what's going on. So if my guess is right, it's probably some sleep demon that was inside of us, and you know how coffee keeps people awake, right? I think that was what drove out the sleep demon completely, because now that we are fully awake, the sleep demon can't enter us and all that sort of thing anymore. Yeah, okay. Is my guess correct? Let's see. That's what this is all about. Could you have just added like 5 spooky things except for Korriban button or something? That's not how this works, Val. Oh. Good instincts though, very logical. Thanks, Tech. So it's just working now? Yeah. I'm not going to question it. If there's anything I've learned about mechanisms, if they are working, it's better not to probe too hard to find out why. That's a philosophy I can get behind. It's not out of laziness, we just don't have time for me to accidentally break things trying to figure out what's happening when we are in such a rush. Speaking of rush, what's our next step then? We are setting a trap, right? Exactly, the auto mecha detector cube will be the trigger. As for the trap itself, okay, I'll admit I didn't think that far. You didn't? Was trapping all your plan? I have some ideas, but they're all still theoretical. I can figure something out. I just need a little bit of time. You have a lot of cube things here. Is it possible for you to sort of stick them together like a big blanket or mecha thingies? If I can connect the mechanisms together, make them work as a net, that's your genius, Val. I am? I mean, yeah, I know I am. That's me, Val. Don't let it get to your head. Too late, Tech said it, so it must be true. Korriban, hand me that auto mecha recursion splicer cube. Val, help me load some of these wires. You help Tech and Val string together the mechanisms. Val, to his credit, actually follows Tech's instructions quite well. And soon after some hard work, Tech's net comes into shape. And then if I plug in the servo modulator channel to the auto mecha detector cube, There we go, the Auto Mecha Entity Detector Trap Cube network is complete. Yay, so what do we do with it? We'll put it outside using Korriban as bait and then capture whatever's behind all of this. Sounds like a plan to me, I don't mind waiting around. Hold on, why am I the bait? You're the one who keeps falling asleep, right? Well, besides Val, you're the one with the weird dreams, and whatever's out there is trying to make some sort of connection to you. And when it tries again, we'll catch it. Wow, you're so special, Korriban. And then what? I'm just stuck in a trap with it. Maybe Val can find a pointy stick or something to poke it with, or maybe he can reason with whatever it is. That's not exactly filling me with confidence. I'll find an extra pointy stick, don't worry, and if that doesn't work, Tech will figure something out, right? Yeah, absolutely. With doubt still lingering in your mind, follow as Tech and Val drag the cube network out into the school's courtyard. There we go, now if you have a seat there, Korriban, right in the middle. Hesitantly, you follow Tech's instructions, sitting down in the middle of the mechanism net and staring into the sky and stars above. Glad I'm over here, that doesn't look too comfortable. Wasn't there a pointy stick you were going to find, Val? Yeah, I'm working on it. Time passes, the stars spin above you as Val takes a nap, and Tech monitors the status of the cube network, but nothing happens. Only even after Tech yawns loudly, you don't feel the need to sleep. Tech, how long does that coffee last? Oh, you'll probably be up all night. Why do you ask? I haven't felt the need to sleep at all since I passed out earlier. Well, the coffee is somehow keeping the source of the disappearances away. An interesting theory, but why coffee is not that special? Does this mean I have to be the bait now? I'm not sure, Korriban. Why don't you try? Counting talks in your head or something. Maybe Val can sing a lullaby. Not happening. Don't you have a cube that can help? It's part of the Auto Mecha Entity Detector Trap Cube network now. I'll have to find it, disconnect it, reconfigure it. Too much work, yeah, I get it. I guess it wouldn't hurt to wait a little longer. 20 talks, 21 talks, 22 talks, 300 talks later. This isn't working, I'm sorry Tech, Val. I don't think it'll find me if I'm not asleep. It's fine, all part of working mechanisms. Sometimes things just don't work. Val, can you help me pack? Oh, you're asleep. Shh, there's someone watching us. Oops, clicked a bit too fast. It may or may not be past your curfew, students. I must insist that you attempt to return to your rooms. You've been fine out here, thanks Dr. Secundus. How goes saving the school? That is not relevant. Tech, Val, Korriban, return to your dorms immediately. Although if this is how you're spending your nights, it's quite obvious why you have had a habit of falling asleep in class. Val, take a look at this. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Val glance over at whatever Tech is showing him. You're having a study session, Dr. Secundus. Might be our last chance since the school is closing. Korriban, do you mind coming over here? I have some research to show you. Something's definitely up. Val keeps obviously winking at you. Quickly run over to your friends. We'll head back right after this, Dr. Secundus. I'm afraid this is completely unacceptable. I'll personally escort you back to your dorms if I must. Wait for it. Dr. Secundus glides forward to your group as he steps over the trap, however. The Auto Mecha Entity Detector Trap Cube network springs to life, surrounding Dr. Secundus and entangling him a mess of wires and mechanisms. You mean in a mess of wires and mechanisms? Yes, it worked. Tech was right. Dr. Secundus, you were behind this the whole time. When it got closer, the Auto Mecha Detector Cube started giving off some unusual readings. Looks like we caught it, if that's even really Dr. Secundus. What is this? How is this possible? Is it time for the pointy stick? Maybe if he refuses to explain himself. I am faculty of Idelia. You will be punished severely for this. Release me at once. We know you're involved in everything. Why are you kidnapping people? Alright, Val, have at it. Pointy stick, pointy stick. Val jabs at the confined Dr. Secundus, but his pointy stick doesn't seem to make contact. Instead, every time it hits, there appears to be a burst of light. Do you really want to answer so badly? Enough of this charade then. Dr. Secundus' form shimmers and is replaced with the blinding light of something. Something familiar. I am Scar. Again then, why are you kidnapping people? I must wrest control of this world, and to do so I consume certain aspects of it. People contain the most substance, complexity. They are the most efficient to consume. What do you mean wrest control? From who? Ha ha ha. Do you really want to know? Tell us or I'll poke you again. I seek to take control from the only one here who truly matters, from Korriban. What are you talking about? This is all your dream, Korriban. These people, your friends, this school. Nothing but memories and images, twisted and mixed with your soul. You're lying, Tech and Val, everyone else are my friends. They are real. Deny it all you want, but it is the truth. And once I consume them all, I will consume you, and we shall free me from my prison. Or we can just leave you in the trap. Maybe I will poke you a few more times. I'm up for it. That's where you're wrong. You see, Korriban might be having a dream, but I can turn it into a nightmare. Suddenly, Scar's appendages extend unnaturally through the cube's net's confines. Reaching out for Val and Tech, they quickly back away with you, but the mechanisms won't hold for long. This will not hold me forever. I will break free and you cannot escape. What do we do? What can we do? I don't know. We are out of mechanisms. If Scar manages to break out, we won't be able to recapture it. The auto mecha detector cube doesn't lie. Is there anything weird or strange that's been happening? Why we made the net thingy squeeze tighter? Squish Scar and all that metal. That it's not impossible, I suppose. But it wasn't one of the features I planned for. We wouldn't be able to do it remotely. We have to get close to that. You look over, more of Scar's appendages have emerged, flailing wildly around. Even then, it wouldn't be easy. We'll need two of us on either side to recalibrate the tension modulators, actuate the spring servos. It will be a risk even then, but it's our only chance unless you can think of something else right now. Right, but who's going? I guess Korriban, since I think your car is immune to Scar thanks to that coffee. I can do all the things you said. I just have to turn some buttons and push downs, right? Yeah, it's easy enough, just like what I had you do to make the net in the first place, and then you have to run. I don't know what crushing this Scar thing will do, but probably not something healthy for the immediate vicinity. Okay then, what do you think? Looks like it's up to you to decide. Tech is pacing, muttering calculations under her breath, fumbling the auto mecha detector cube in her hands, while Val appears oddly determined, holding his pointy stick at the ready. Gonna go with Val? Val, you're me. Tech, see if you can help keep everything stable while we work. You got it, Korriban. Right. Good luck. You and Val weave your way toward the confined Scar, dodging appendages of light. As you dart in close to the trap, Scar's fierce thrashing grows even more intense. Don't you see, you're all doomed regardless. It's all a dream of one, that one. Korriban, stop him, stop. You can just shut up. Val tosses the pointy stick into a cage. Surprisingly, Scar recoils, struggling to remove it and buying you precious time. Let's do this, Val. Right, turn the thingy, push that. Oh shoot, it's jammed. What? No time. I have to hold this servo in place so I won't actuate properly. Korriban, get out of here. I'm not leaving you until it's done. Val shakes his head and then shoulder tackles you away from the cube net and the flailing Scar within. You got more at stake than us. You better not forget me, Val. I'm Val. There's a loud snapping sound, a burst of light, and then... Oh. Val sacrificed himself in our dream? And... Oh. Good morning, test subject 364. How are we feeling today? Really? Ah yes, back to the forest of infinite terror and Big Daddy. You seem to recognize me at least. That's a good sign, yes. Was that less traumatic than last time? I think it was more serious at least. Yep, I added in some quintessence to this year's batches of potions thanks to Nurse Love's suggestions. It should have helped stabilize things somewhat. I think I saw some sort of dragon-headed creature. It called itself Scar and was trying to take over my dream or me. By the way, have we seen or heard of Scar before? His image sort of looks familiar, but I don't remember who he really is. Or is he a new character? Let me know down in the comments below, guys. I can't remember. And what day is it? That felt like it took forever. I'm sure I'm forgetting something important I should have been doing. There's nothing to worry about with any of that, baby. Dreams are magical after all, and they are not real. You probably just heard some names or something and your brain smooshed it all together. You've only been sleeping for 3 hours anyway, so whatever you have to do, you'll be fine. Was it a few days or felt like 3 weeks? Oof, my head. But the way the dream ended, maybe that could have lasted a little longer. Well, that's enough of that. Looks like we're on the right path. Nurse, please help me evacuate this chair for the next patient. Right this way, Korriban, after you. Okay, so that is the end of Adventure Friends 2. Let's look at the stuff we have. So we have some stuff. Oh, we can buy it for gold. Auto mecha hitting things cute. Oh, okay, all cosmetics. This one I think actually looks not bad. Applied weaving for beginners. Heck, gym bag. Okay, oh, is it specific to the choices you pick? Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it's specific to the choices you pick. And then there is the DC version as well. This one I assume is the same for everyone. 200 DCs each. A cape, the backpack. I don't think I'll be getting these though. There's a toast of greater speed, but it doesn't. Okay. This will actually be nice if it actually increased our movement speed. AQS actually just had something similar by introducing like some sort of green bar for stamina. It would be nice if DragonFable had something that could boost our move speed as well. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't. Interesting. Indelian carry all. Okay, the reinforced handles let it double as a self-defense or offense weapon. Interesting. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I'm not going to be getting those, but yeah. Cool here, okay. We'll go ahead and chuck all these in the bank first, and then we'll go ahead and redo it, but with a different character to see like what's the different endings, to see if you can have different items to buy, okay? Excuse me. Okay, thankfully we have all the skip options, so I'm just going to do everything from the start, and we'll skip through all of that. Okay, this time we'll go for Valen, alright? Valen is friendly. Yep. This one. Oops, that's tech. Oops, a daisy. Let's go for wolf. Let's go this one. Okay, skip. Day 1, day 2. Okay, no skip button here. Huh. Yeah, can you add the skip button for earlier days too? I think that'll be great. Day 3. Okay, I think we are pretty much getting Valen confirmed this time already. Seems like the button is already there even before you can click on it. It's just that the black screen doesn't show the button. Alright, let's see the ending with Valen this time. So this one we head into the cave or something, right? Not cave, the tunnel or whatever it's called. You rub your eyes and shake your head and everything comes back into focus. How far does this stupid tunnel lead? It feels like we've been going for hours. Do you need to take a break? I think I've lost track of time too. How are you doing, Korriban? No urge to fall asleep? I'm fine, thanks. I got a little dizzy a moment ago, but I'm okay. We are here for you, Korriban, wherever he is. I knew Delia was old, but how far down does this go? You turn to look back up the way you came. There's no sound at the entrance. Let's keep going. We have to reach the bottom eventually. Yeah, eventually. After a brief pause to catch your breath, you continue down the stairs, but as you take your next step, the stairs spin out from under you. Korriban? Korriban, come on, get up. Almost there. Korriban, don't fall asleep on us now. I'm awake, I'm awake. What happened? You suddenly collapsed. Do you see the glowing eyes again? Yeah, it said almost there. I'm not sure if it meant itself or us. What if it wants us to keep going? Either way, it's not gonna stop us. What are our options? Just sit around and wait for it to get worse, or push ahead and smash whatever's waiting for us. I'll protect you if it comes to it. We'll protect you, he means. Thanks, you too. I think I'm okay to keep going now. Let's see what awaits for us ahead. As Mars helps you to your feet, you look down the dark stairway and swear you can see a faint dot of light in the distance. One step after another, you continue. How long you've been going, you're not sure. Mars tells tales of a life in the streets to pass the time, while Valen stares ahead, gritting his teeth in preparation for the coming unknown. Soon enough, the dot of light grows larger and brighter and opening into a larger room. At last, you reach the bottom of the corridor. Valen scouts ahead, peeking into the room. What do you see, Valen? It's huge and empty except for something glowing in the middle. Something glowing? It's too bright to make out any details. I don't see anything or anyone though. Seems to be safe enough. Stay close, Korriban. Don't want you collapsing and hitting your head or anything. You enter the room after Valen with Mars at your side. Look around and see it to be as Valen described. The brickwork is much as the same as the rest of the school, and the ceiling stretches onwards into darkness. In the center of the room glowing is an object on a pedestal, illuminating the chamber with its bright white light, a familiar light. There's nothing here, only that light. Does it have to be so blinding? Is that what we are here for maybe? What do you think, Korriban? Do you feel any connection to it? What am I, a moth? It just looks like a bright light to me, unless you want me to try touching it. Oh no, you don't. You took all the glory with that wall up top. You gotta let Valen and I have a try first for this. You're volunteering then, Mars? Of course, like or not, let's see how it handles the Mars special. Maybe you should be a little more careful. Oh, too late. Mars spins out to a light and her raw launches a fist into it. There's something in here. It's oh, this probably isn't good. Before Mars can step back, the light grows even brighter, consuming the room with a flash. After a few blinks, you can see again. Mars is nowhere in sight. Mars, what do you do? No time to think. Korriban, come on. Before you can even respond, Valen throws himself into a light, vanishing with another burst. Can't abandon your friends. You reach out for a light, becoming enveloped in its familiar warmth, before grasping what feels like a smooth sphere of some kind, and then... There you are, Korriban. Glad you could join us. Where are we? Are those the eyes you mentioned, Korriban? You can see them too? Yeah, they were just floating there when I arrived. Decided to wait to confront them cause, well, they're freaky. What should we do now? I guess you said they spoke to you, Korriban. Maybe you can talk to it. It's worth a shot before letting Mars punch it. Hello, glowing eyes. Unexpected entities encountered. Reformatting threat response. Reconfiguring path. There's a whole lot of tech talk. What does it mean, Korriban? I don't think I expected you and Valen to shot. If I had to guess, I would say he's confused. They need to strike while we have the advantage. Come on, Mars. Whoa there. What? You're not where you're supposed to be. Okay, let's maybe try going back to talking. Who are you? What do you want from us? I'm Scar. What I want is quite simple. I need to consume aspects of this world in order to wrest control from its current master. Consuming aspects. The disappearances. We can't let this continue, whatever the reason. Right, come on, Mars, Valen. We're not going to let this Scar thing get away with it. Yeah, even in the face of overwhelming odds, you feebly struggle. Wolf Group launches a flurry of fists and kicks at Scar, trying to hit something, anything. You wander into my domain where I decree reality, a foolish, futile endeavor. Still, I'm not one to turn down a sacrifice freely offered. As your vision blurs, you can see Mars and Valen falling away into a light. You reach out, but they are too far to hold on to both of them. Whose hand do you grasp in your last moments of consciousness? Valen. Korriban, is that you? Everything is so blurry. Are you okay? Where's Mars? Mars is I am. Save me, Valen. I feel like I'm being torn in so many directions. I see things about you, about me, about this world and another. What are you talking about? I think that's me, Korriban. By your touch, you're keeping me here. Wherever here is, I won't let go. I'm in between two gods, Korriban, you and Scar. Two gods connected by so many threads. I'll find a way to help you. No, Korriban, no. I know I can do something here. I don't know what's going to happen to me after this, Korriban, but if it means protecting you and everyone else, it'll be worth it. Whoa. Oh my god. I think whoever you choose to side with will sacrifice themselves at the end of the day. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, this is the same dialogue. I think everything should be the same here. I'm just going to scan through it roughly. Yeah, it's the same. Okay, so yeah, whoever you choose will sacrifice themselves at the end of the story. Let's see, the school gear is the same. No, it's the same. Okay, it's the same thing. I thought you would get like different gear for different choices or something like that, but no. Okay, let's complete the quest. And that's it for AdventureFriends 2 Idilia. Alright, so excuse me. Let's go ahead and look through the design notes first because it's quite lengthy. And there are also some things I want to talk about as well as my closing thoughts for the thing, okay? It's been an interesting few weeks with the AdventureFriends 2 project, taking up longer than expected to finish. I think most people can understand why we are not exactly enthused by the amount of time it's taken to get these releases out. It's been stressful and difficult, and we've learned a lot from this experience. First, a comparison between last year's AdventureFriends and this year's. For Aspenville Academy, you decided to go with something more humorous, leaning more on tropes and a completely separate world. While we had more characters and had to build a system for AdventureFriends, it was still relatively easy to write since there was a clear goal that we would then subvert. With Idilia, however, we knew we wanted a more grounded mystery and story with more meaningful connections to the world of DragonFable. This resulted in a lengthier story to better establish the setting and characters as well as the necessity for a solid plan of direction. In anticipation of the increase of the writing burden, we decided very early on to reduce the number of students compared to last year, with 4 proposed at the start as a sort of investigation club type story plan. However, this was increased to 6 students as we felt more variety in students would be welcomed by players eager to see their favourites. This then necessitated splitting into groups as 6 other students at all times would mean that some would invariably get left out. As a result, the workload snowballed. I mean, technically they could have done like 3 groups of 2 if yeah. Oh wait, that's what they did, right? Sorry, I thought they did like 8 or something. Okay, so yeah, that's fair. As a result, the workload snowballed. What was originally going to be a single group had to be split into multiple paths and options. I mean, they could have done solo if they wanted to do like 4 people. So have like 4 options, but each group is like a solo group. So instead of like a group project setting, you do it in like a solo setting. And then they could give some excuse in the story for the hero to join one of these people, since we are like a new student, something like that. But maybe they wanted to take a different path, that's why they did 6. This is just a suggestion from me. If they think that 6 is too much, then maybe they could have stuck with the original 4, and then they could have done the story this way instead. And as we knew beforehand, and this project greatly emphasized, branching paths multiply dev time by a lot, and while there are players who enjoy having multiple paths to follow and replay, others may only stick to one and then wonder why everything took so long. Yes, I fully agree. I think I am someone who prefers multiple paths too, but obviously this is going to be a lot of workload for the developers. I underestimated the sheer amount of writing that will be required regardless. Trying to more strongly establish the setting and characters resulted in a much lengthier and stressful writing process than the previous year. Having the release split from the original release plan of days 1, 2, 3 in week 1 and days 4 and question mark in week 2 into day 1 in week 1, 2, 3, 4 in week 2 and then question mark in week 3 also ended up adding some additional stress. By the end of week 1, we had the scripts finished for days 1, 2 and 3, but they didn't have time to flesh them out. We had a dilemma. Do we scrap days 2 and 3 to try and finish the story in a much quicker truncated fashion? Total of 2 days for example, or do we push on and potentially see 3 weeks of release instead of the plan 2? We knew taking up 3 weeks would not be an entirely popular choice and was a last resort even then. It was not something we planned to do or wanted to do, but we had rather finish the release as intended than cut it short and dismiss it. For this point, I fully agree, and I think that they made the right choice here. Because I would much rather they, take a bit more time to polish up and make a good release rather than, abruptly cutting short the release. Like, I know a lot of like TV shows like to do that, not games per se, but a lot of TV shows like those with like episodes or something like that. And then like everything just feels rushed in the last 2 episodes, or like the finale episode, like they wanted to get rid of the main villain and then they wanted to have a conclusion, and then everything it's all just cramped out in the last episode and everything just seems so rushed. So I'm glad that the staff decided to take the path of taking a bit more time to finish up the story properly rather than just rushing through it. Were we to attempt another AdventureFriends, the script will most certainly have to be outlined, established, finalized, and even written earlier. To use our usual workflow will not be sustainable in this case. We simply cannot do this and maintain the quality that we and you expect. They say you're your own worst critic, and looking back, there's so much I feel I could have written better, outlined, or paced better. To be fair, I think the AdventureFriends 2, the writing was okay. I wouldn't say it was fantastic, but I wouldn't say it was bad either. It was just average, like normal writing. Between rushing to try to get the script done to try to limit the release to 2 weeks, the stress and pressure of trying to make it as good as possible, and being more ambitious than AdventureFriends 1, I've learned a lot about my limits as a writer. I've also learned that I need more practice with descriptive writing. I'm proud of my dialogue, and even that can always be improved, but painting scenes with words is a skill that I need to work on, especially in AdventureFriends, where I can't always lean on Dove's incredible animations and backgrounds. That said, overall, thanks to Dove's awesome art, expression work and animations, as well as Jacelic's and Darkon's help, I'm satisfied with how AdventureFriends 2 turned out. I wish we could have managed to bring it down to 2 weeks rather than 3, but to do so would have forced us to work and crunch longer hours than acceptable. Health comes first. Yep, health comes first. I do agree with that, so that's okay. We do have plans to try to squeeze in a double main story month in the upcoming months to make up for the missing month here. I'm also disappointed in the loss of a Reimagine release, as I'm very eager to get the Book 3 Reimagine project finished. For me personally, I am not super excited about Book 3 Reimagine release, though I am quite excited about the other revamp stuff that they have. Like, not so much of the Book 3 quest, but more of the revamp stuff that's coming out. By the way, Archivist is the next class that is supposed to come out, revamp. Okay, and no, basically the next class, calendar class that's supposed to be re-released for DCs is Archivist, and Verly did recently tweeted out on Twitter that Archivist, they plan to do a bit more, meaning they probably plan to tweak a few skills. So that's coming soon. I think that's pretty exciting. Okay. But we've definitely learned our lessons. We are most likely going to be taking a break from AdventureFriends next year. Okay, so next year, no more AdventureFriends. I think it's good that they decided to make this decision, because while it was interesting the first year, I think it got stale very quickly. Like, if you choose to do the same thing on the second year. Not exactly the same, but something very, very similar. So I like to see interesting things once in a while, but when you keep repeating that thing, it doesn't really become interesting anymore. Earlier this week, I asked on Twitter if anyone had questions about AF2, and I'd like to respond to them here. And first question comes from yours truly, which is me. By the way, guys, follow me. This is my Twitter handle if you guys haven't already. There's obviously a lot more mixed reviews for AF2 as compared to AF1, which was mostly positive. Where do you think went wrong? So, AF1 last year, from what I've seen from the responses, it was all positive. Yeah, like I don't really remember seeing any negative responses. There might have been one or two, but I think for like the large and overwhelming majority, AF2 was pretty well received, as AF1 was pretty well received, sorry. Whereas for this year, I can see that not a lot of people were very interested in AF2, and some were even unhappy because of the fact that it's taking up so much time. And to be very fair, the first release kind of felt a bit short when they released like day 1, 2, and 3, I think. Yeah, the first, or did they just release day 1 on the first release? Yeah, either way, the first release felt a bit short, and for the delay, like I think that kind of killed off the hype a lot, in my personal opinion. Like if the first release hadn't been delayed, or like the first release had been a little bit longer, I think people wouldn't have been complaining so much. I think because that sort of set the expectations. Like if the first release is so short and it already took up so much time, then what about the rest of the releases? I think that really killed off quite a lot of the hype surrounding AF2. That was why I asked this question. So his answer, as stated above, an underestimation on the amount of planning required, as well as being stressed and pressured for time when writing, led to some pacing and quality issues. Having only day 1 release on the first week instead of days 1, 2, and 3 also probably disappointed some people due to the short leg. Yes, exactly what I'm saying. Okay, a number of players were also disappointed that the seasonal releases would take up all of February, which is completely understandable, as it meant sidelining other things that players were looking forward to. I feel like this is a fair point, but then again, seasonal releases we don't really have very often, and to me personally, I do like seasonal releases rather than like, you know, thanks taking each year that gets the shaft of having no release. I do like a small seasonal release every once in a while. I'm not saying that the seasonal release should be large and big, but I like having at least a seasonal release or a seasonal quest. It can be a short one, it doesn't have to be a long or a lengthy one, you know what I'm saying. But I like to at least see the seasonal events every year because it's something nice to break up the standard, you know, formula of like week 1 in, week 2 main story, week 3 side story, week 4 reimagine, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, which again immediately tarnishes their view of these releases. It was a difficult decision to make, but forcing into 2 weeks would have been too much for us to handle. Okay, so that's fair enough, but I think they understood that they can't handle so much, especially for like mainly a 2-man team, sometimes a 3 to 4-man team. So yeah, kudos to them. Very small team, but they were able to accomplish this much. And out of all of the AE games that I played so far, I dare say DragonFable probably has the best team. They are able to accomplish so much just for 2 people. Sometimes 3 people, sometimes 4 people with Dracelix and Darkor into the mix. But for most of the time, it's usually just Verly as well as Dove. And for 2 people alone to do so many things, I think that is amazing. Like, all of the other teams are significantly bigger than DragonFable's team, if you ask me. Like, even for Adventure Quest, they have a lot more than 2 main people working on everything at the same time. The fact that they only have 2 main people at for most of the time, okay, that really speaks a lot about how much and how hard they are working on the game. So, just wanted to give a shout out to the staff for that, okay. And then there's also some questions from other people. I don't think I'm going to go through all of the other questions because it's going to be a very long video and you guys can read through it on your own. Yes, I only went through my own question, but it also happened to be the first question, and just so happens that is like, I think that was one of the main questions that people wanted to ask. So yeah, that has been something on my mind. That was why I asked it, okay. So the rest of these, you guys can go ahead and read through it on your own over here. Regarding, hold on. Okay. Phew, and that's the... Okay, so this week we have a number of special Adventure Friends 2 team cosmetic items for sale for Dragon Coins and Gold. Check them out by completing Adventure Friends 2. Also, it's the final week for the February DC specials. Make sure to check them out in the Book of Lore before they leave. And that's all for now. And as always, we look forward to reading your feedback. And thank you for playing DragonFable. So, all in all, I think the Adventure Friends release, it built up a lot of hype at the start. Okay, some people who already didn't like seeing another Adventure Friends kinda already didn't like it. So from the get-go, you already had a small group of people who didn't like it. But I think that group slowly increased as the first release came out, and then it wasn't bad, but it was really short for like the first release. And I understand that the first time you do something, obviously it's going to be the most amount of work to get started. So I can understand why the first one is the shortest, but at the same time, that killed off even more hype, and then that group started, who didn't like AF2 started growing larger. So now that it's now that it's extended to 3 weeks, and each week we had to see like a delay. I think that really was the nail in the coffin for Adventure Friends 2. Of course, there were still a lot of people who like it, and for me personally, I do quite enjoy it. It's something different from your regular DragonFable releases, and as a player myself, I always like to see new things happening inside the game. Like, I don't like to see the same old thing over and over and over again. Like, it just gets boring for me really quickly, and yeah, that will only lead me to want to quit the game if the game gets boring. So I like that they like to throw in different new things, new mechanics, new ideas, new ways of storytelling into the game every once in a while. Like, it's just for the month of February. We have 12 months a year, and obviously not every month is going to have a seasonal release or a seasonal release as large as this one. So I'm actually okay with it. My one gripe is that they did it last year, so maybe they should have like taken a small break this year, then maybe like return to AF2 next year so it doesn't feel like it's repetitive. Then maybe people might have enjoyed it a bit more. But that being said, they did say that they are not going to do it again next year. So yeah, in the future I still hope to see it return, to be honest. Like, but probably not for like the next 2 years at least, in my opinion. Like, at least wait 2 more years if you want to do an Adventure Friends 3 or something like that. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to this channel if you guys subscribe to this channel if you guys want to see more of such future content. Also, I just recently launched my own Discord server this week. The link is already up on the screen. Go ahead, join there. Lots of friendly players would love to discuss everything with you. If you're new and returning player, do go ahead and join there as well. We'll be sure to give you a lot of advice, tips on how to play the game. And of course, I'll be there to hang out and you guys can chat with me as well. Also, I do have a new end screen. If you haven't checked it out already, stay tuned. Stick to the end of the video to see the new end screen. So until the next time, I'm your host, Korriban Gaming. Peace out.